Hi everybody, this is Andreas from the Desk Tech Shop. Welcome to my channels. My name is Andreas and I am an IT system administrator. As you can see today, I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot your domain name server when it comes to not showing on the command prompt. So on the command prompt, when you type your command says ns lookup and the IP address, it should show your name, your naming of the computer and the name of the domain. So what is the name of the domain that belongs to? But in some cases it does not show, and you will be like, why it's not showing, Andreas? So that's what I'm going to show you today. Today you're going to learn how to troubleshoot and fix this issue. So when you're type the command on command prompt, so you will be able to see your computer name and your DNS domain name server. Okay. All right. So I have two different server, one 2016 and one 2012, installed and configured in the Hyper-V virtual machine for you. Okay. So with I'm going to, I made my Visual 2016 server as a primary domain server, okay, a DNS domain server. So I'm going to show you on a command prompt that I have it open for you here, that if I type the command ns look up and the IP and the static IP address of my server, which in this case is 192.168.0.118, and press enter, it's now showing beside the server as a local host and the IPv6 protocol address. Okay, so you wonder why it's not showing. Okay, you don't know why, because and ns lookup, by the way, it's a networking command. It looks for a naming server, server. So what is the name of the server that you're trying to find out? So that's what the command is for, ns lookup, and you have to add the IP address for the domain name that you're trying to find out, basically the DNS. Okay, so let's go back here again. I'm going to minimize this command prompt. I am going to the Tools tab, click, and go to the DNS. The DNS window manager open up and shows a 4 different organization, actually folders of the DNS. And these folders contain the forward lookup zones, reverse lookup zones, trust points, and conditional forwarders. Okay, I'm going to show you that a forward lookup zone is the type of zone that basically translates the naming services to the IP address, and the reverse lookup zone translates the IP addresses to the naming server. So basically, when you know your IP address and you don't know the domain or the domain name servers of a computer, then you type the IP address by ns lookup, and then you type the IP address, and then you find the domain name of the server. In a forward lookup zone is when you type the name of the website or a domain, and it'll find what is the IP address that belongs to it, and it'll open that the website or that function of the server, that you're looking to. But anyway, I'm going to show you. So now we're going to create a reverse lookup zones. Forward lookup zones I already created while I was set up and configure the DNS. So now I'm going to show you the reverse lookup zone by right-clicking on reverse lookup zone, clicking on a new zone. As you can see, the new zone wizard pops up. This helps you to create a new zone for the DNS server. So we have three different options here on second steps. The DNS servers support various types of zones and storages. So this we have three different types of zones. Primary zones, which creates a copy of the zone that can be updated directly on this server. The second zone creates a copy of the zone that exists on the other server. This option helps balance the processing load of the primary server and provides a full tolerance. And the stop zone creates a copy of the zone containing only the naming server, the start of authority, and the possibility glue a host a record. Server contain a stop zone, but I am going to leave it a primary zone since this is my primary server. Going to click next and Active Directory Zone Replicator Scope. So you select how you want zone data to be replicated in this case. So I wanted to do to all DNS server running on a domain controller in this forest. So when I click these options, basically this scope zones, it tells the reverse lookup zones that do all the domain servers running on this domain controller in this forest. In this forest, Desktop Shop is my domain server name in this case. So I'm going to click next. It has two different IPv4 protocol reverse lookup zones and IPv6 reverse lookup zones. These are a reverse lookup zones, translates IP addresses into a DNS names. So I'm going to leave it IPv4 reverse lookup zones. And here is when I need to type the network IP address portion. So 192.168.0, and I'm going to click next. This is for the update. The option is either to allow secure dynamic updates. This is recommended in a real servers, real environment. But in this virtual machines for testing processes that I'm doing here, you can choose both of them. Really doesn't matter. But I'm leaving as it is only because I got used to learning that always allows secure dynamic dynamic addresses. And click finish. So as you can see here, the reverse lookup zones, it is created, right? Okay. But if I go back to the control command prompt here, I'll show you that type ns lookup command with the IP address 0.118. It still haven't find the resolution for the naming of the server. Doesn't know yet. So what we need to do, I'm going back to reverse lookup zone that I created and right click and say we have to create a new pointer record. And on the pointer record resources, we have host IP address. Now I have to type the full IP address for the host IP, in this case, which is the server 16 IP address. It's 118. And I have to find the host name by clicking browse, clicking the name of my server, which is WSD, forward lookup zones, going back to forward lookup zones, double clicking on Desktop Shop, the naming of the server, the domain name, and here I am, the host A, computer name, WSD, and the static IP address is here. Now I click OK. And I have an option, allow any authenticated user to update the DNS records. And I check this option too. Click OK. So now it is all completed, okay? So as you can see here, I created a pointer record. Pointer record basically tells the IP address to which server is it going to be pointed to. So when you as a client from anywhere you're trying to find out what is the name of the DNS server that you're connecting to it, So when you go to command prompt and you type the networking command nslookup and the IP address, it'll show you the DNS server naming. So now to show you on a practice, going back to command prompt, I'm typing nslookup again with the IP address. Boom. Okay. As you can see it, here is the naming of the computer and the domain name of the server, including the IP address of this server. Okay. So I'm showing you from the server 2016. I'm going to show you from the server 2012 too. So let me log in back here. Okay, all right. So I'm going to refresh this server and going back to command prompt. Actually, you know what I can do from PowerShell? Same thing. So NS look up with the IP address 168.0.118. Okay, it shows does not show the server. Let's see why. Okay, I think I know why. Because it hasn't been populated in a DNS on the other server, 2012. I don't think the reverse lookup zone is being populated yet. So let me see the lookup zone if it's being the record if it's being populated. So I'm going to refresh this again a couple times because sometimes it takes a moment. You just need to refresh it to be populated. It should be populated by now, but I'm going to, let's create a new pointer here. Again, pointer back to the same IP address. Find the browser server for lookup zone, test shop. In this case, I'm going to find WSD because this is the name of the server 16 and click OK. Oh, see, the record exists. So I bet you it's populated now. Ah, here it is. So it took a moment to populate the IP address and the pointer record basically from the 2016 server that I used. Okay, so now since it's populated, let's go back to the PowerShell again. So going back to NS lookup 192.168.0.118. Ha, here it is. The name of the server, the name of the computer that I pinpoint to, and the name of the domain, including the IP address that my domain and the DNS server has. So thank you for watching my show, guys. Welcome to my channels. So this is how you troubleshoot your reverse DNS zones in order to show what's your name server, what is the name of your server that you pinpoint to. Okay, thank you, and you all have a wonderful day. Bye.